So I've got these officers keeping their foot in my door right here. They're entering my house without any permission.
We're here for the poor living conditions of your children.
Yeah. I thought you were here because my 2-year-old apparently was running around.
We were. That's the initial contact.
Can you please move your foot or no?
All right, get this on.
I was sleeping on the floor. Do you have me on camera? Oh, and this guy's got his foot back on my door too, even though I keep asking them to get their feet out of my door because it's against the Constitution.
Cops show up in the middle of the night at a single mother's house without any warrant. When she refuses to let them inside, officers place their feet in the doorway, blocking her from closing the door. But the first mistake in this encounter happens before any of that. The homeowner opens the door in the first place. This encounter begins late at night at the home of a single mother. Inside the house, her children are already tired and getting ready to sleep. One of them can be heard asking to go to bed, confused and unsettled by the noise outside. When officers arrive, the mother opens the door to speak with them. That decision becomes the turning point of the entire encounter. One officer places a foot inside the door, physically preventing it from being closed. From that moment on, the situation escalates. The mother repeatedly asks the officers to step back so she can shut the door and put her children to sleep. Her daughter can be heard saying she wants them to go away. The child is scared, overstimulated, and unable to rest because strangers are standing in her doorway late at night. Despite being told to leave, the officers remain. They continue speaking while keeping the door blocked. The mother points out over and over again that they do not have a warrant and that they are inside her home without permission, but the officers refuse to move. The situation escalates even further when the mother shifts her camera and reveals something new. A CPS agent is also present. As the agent begins speaking, it becomes clear that this late-night visit was not just a welfare check, and the mother is warned that she could be arrested for disorderly conduct simply for continuing to argue and record. Watch the full video and decide for yourself whether this crossed the line.
So I've got these officers keeping their foot in my door right here. They're entering my house without any permission, against the Constitution.
It's our money.
You are. Actually, I need to throw away a dirty diaper. So here are the officers, and they're violating my constitutional rights. Here's one. Here's another one of them.
Can you get your camera on my face, please?
Nope. You're in my house, so if you don't like it, you could leave.
Well, we're here for the poor living conditions of your children.
Yeah. I thought you were here because my 2-year-old apparently was running around.
We were. That's the initial contact.
And then you came in my house without my permission.
We're a community caretaking act. We're here
you came in my house without my permission against the Constitution.
Because of the living conditions of your children.
Mm-hmm.
That's why DCPP is out here.
Mm-hmm.
You're found sleeping on the floor, highly intoxicated.
Can you please move your foot or no?
All right, get this on.
I was sleeping on the floor. Do you have me on camera?
The person who found you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're highly intoxicated.
Well, I would love to see the video.
We're walking in this back parking lot.
Yeah.
Barefoot and only wearing a diaper.
Mm-hmm.
That's why DCPP is involved.
Mm-hmm. You have it on camera?
We do.
Okay, well then, do what you got to do.
And that's why we're here.
Get out of my house.
No, well, you said do what we got to do, and that's why we're here. And that's why you're being combative with us.
That's fine.
Do you want our badge numbers as well?
Sure, I'd love it.
I'm 138.
728.
Just so you know, you're being recorded as well.
That's good. I'm perfectly fine with being recorded. I don't do nothing wrong. Y'all are the ones right now. Right now, this guy's got his foot in my door against the Constitution. Won't even let me close my door. This guy right here. Scaring my daughter. Go away, guys. Yeah, I know. You're trying to sleep. You hear her? She said, go away, guys. You're bothering her. She wants to sleep.
You put her to bed.
She can't go to sleep when there's strange men at her door.
Well, we're here talking to you.
She was asleep.
About their health and well-being.
Well, then you should have came when it happened if it was so serious.
You did come when it happened. I was here and I spoke with you.
And you left.
Yeah, I
because
did.
Nothing was wrong.
Okay.
Are you trying to make quota?
If you say so.
Quota?
If something was so wrong, you would have taken him earlier.
Well, DCMP wasn't out here, so now we're out here.
All right, well, now you need to move your foot out of my door because this is unconstitutional. I'm trying to go sit down. It is unconstitutional.
You can go have a seat.
You will lose your badges.
Go right ahead.
I don't need to go have a seat. I'm not going to have a seat while you're standing at my door.
You're going to go have a seat.
No, I did not. I have it on camera. You're fucking funny.
All right. Well, this situation's not funny at all.
No, it's not.
I know.
I agree.
I'm glad you're starting to come around and seeing our point of view.
Yeah.
Tommy 720-138.
720, we're okay here.
What's your supervisor's name? I want them to come out here.
Sergeant Martin.
Martin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who do you...
Call him out here.
Okay. 138-0100.
You don't have a warrant. You can't be in my house. This is illegal entry. You do need a warrant. Oh, so you don't need a warrant to come into somebody's house?
No. I explained to you why.
Your sergeant's going to love that.
Okay.
You do need a warrant. Get out of my house.
That's a great language to speak in front of your children, by the way.
Doesn't matter. Okay. I can do whatever I want. I have, you take an oath to uphold freedom of speech. I can do whatever I want. This is great to pull in front of my children while they're asleep. Make them wake up so you can see them.
We're here because of you.
You said you needed to see my kids. I brought them out, and now you won't get your foot out of my door.
Well,
because of me, what?
I told you what was going to happen if you continued being disorderly with us and towards DCMP.
I'm not even being disorderly. Okay. You guys came in my house without my permission. Yeah. I'm not even being disorderly.
No, you can keep saying that over and over again. I explained it to you multiple times. You choose not to listen, and if that's your that's the way you want to go, fine by me. But you
came in my house without a warrant. That's illegal.
It's not.
You do, and you don't have to lie to me. I have cops in my family, okay, sweetheart?
Not a sweetheart.
Don't care. Like I said, constitutional rights, I can say whatever I want. You take an oath to uphold that. Can you get your foot out of my door?
No, no.
And you're just going to keep it there? Against the Constitution. Illegal entry, right here. Right here, this guy right here. You just want to sleep, and they're bothering you because they won't get out of our house and respect our constitutional rights.
My supervisor's on his way, ma'am.
That's wonderful. Oh, and this guy's got his foot back on my door, too, even though I keep asking them to get their feet out of my door because it's against the Constitution.
And which part of the Constitution states that?
You can't come in my house without a warrant.
Okay, I already explained it.
Your supervisor's going to explain it to you.
Explain it to me?
Yeah, okay. He's going to let you know. It's okay, honey, I know. You want to sleep, but these guys won't let you.
We're not keeping your children up.
Yes, you are. You woke them up, and you're keeping them up because you won't leave. I'm asking you to get your foot out the door so I can go f***ing lay her down, but you won't let me. You are keeping my children up. You want to say that again? You're the one who made them wake up. He's saying he ain't keeping my children up, but they won't get their foot out my door.
We're about to wrap up, though, okay?
So he said my kids are getting taken. Is that true?
I never said that.
He did. He said my kids are going to get taken. And they won't, right or wrong, they need a warrant to come in. They can't have their foot in my door.
Well,
my daughter's really scared right now, miss. Look, I'm a good mom. I'm not a shitty mom. It was really upset me right now that my daughter's got to deal with this. Can you please?
So
you know it's the Constitution. They can't do this.
Okay, so it was just the way the referral came in that your house was, had a.
I understand his sister was pissed off because I broke up with him. I understand that. I know. Because if it was such an issue, I've been living here since July. Somebody would have called. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of funny how the day after I break up with somebody, that's when the call comes through. And I told her, because her son came knocking at my door, because her son always wanted to be at my house. And I said, yo, your son got to stop knocking at my door. He always wakes up my kids. My kids like to be up at night most of the time. Nocturnal, babies, whatever,
So
I said, you go be I didn't mean to cut.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
Finish. I thought you were done. So all we wanted to come and tell you was that somebody's going to be following up tomorrow.
Okay.
We want to try to bring out a pack and play because the tent is not really safe. I know
he climbs out of it. I know. Look, miss, I had a pack and play. I'll show you pictures if you want. He was pulling up and trying to climb out of it.
You gotta try to, because he's too little.
What do you guys suggest? Because I tried to put a mattress in there for him. I read online. Babies don't like mattresses. They feel like they're sinking. So I put his pack and play mat in there. That's what he's used to. He'll sleep on that. He's a night wanderer. You know about that, right? Night wandering. I don't want to let him wander around this room. It's not safe. When I had my daughter, we had a room that was safe for her. That was different. I thought the tent was safe. Look, please don't take him just because of that.
No, we're not. But we need to bring him and he has a safe place to sleep. So
he will pull up on it.
You gotta
I'll do that.
For I'll
do that.
And just, hey, come on, go back to bed or talk to us when you go in November. Hey, this is what's going on. What should I do?
I will do that. I'm so sorry. They made it so hard for me to see anybody. Nobody wants to accept new pay. I've been fighting for these kids.
You're making the right steps. It sounds like.
She got mad because I told her to go be a mother because her kid's always knocking at my door saying, can you come out and hang out?
Don't worry about that because you got to worry about other things.
I know, worrying about my kids. That's why I told her. I said, you need to get away from my door. I said, I'm a single mother. You got a husband. I said, he helps you. Nobody helps me. This is all on me. I said, that's why I don't want your son knocking on my door because he wakes up my kids.
All right, so those are 3 things I need from you, okay?
Okay.
1, you have to clean up. You have to. So
I know.
Tomorrow when they come by, clean as possible.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. It's totally different in the morning. You know what? My kids go to sleep. That's when I get to clean.
Okay, but you just have to make sure you do as best you can because the workers are going to come out and expect something. Like they can't come back to this again tomorrow.
After a prolonged standoff at the doorway, officers eventually begin to back off. A supervisor is requested and child services is acknowledged as being involved, but no immediate action is taken against the mother that night. No warrant is ever produced and the officers do not force full entry into the home. The mother is told that CPS will follow up at a later time. She is given instructions about cleaning and child safety, but her children are not removed. The officers finally step away from the doorway, allowing the door to be closed and the encounter to end. The situation concludes without an arrest, without a search, and without a warrant ever being presented. This encounter looks familiar. Police show up and ask a woman to open her door so they can talk, but unlike the last situation, she refuses to open it. The encounter begins with repeated knocking at a closed door. 2 police officers stand outside, identifying themselves and asking a woman inside to open the door so they can speak with her. The woman responds from behind the door saying she cannot hear them clearly and questioning why they are there. She does not open the door. The officers insist that no one is harassing her and repeat their request to talk. As the exchange continues, the officers keep knocking and asking her to open the door. When she refuses, they escalate their requests, telling her to come outside instead. No explanation is given for why the officers want to speak with her. The woman pushes back verbally, telling them they can call the manager if they want. The officers respond by saying the manager is not their boss and continue pressing her to comply. What makes this encounter worth watching is that the door never opens. By staying behind it, the woman keeps control of the situation, while officers continue knocking and insisting as she come outside. Watch the full video and share your opinion in the comments.
How are you, ma'am? Trenton Police. I can't hear you, ma'am. Can you open the door and speak to us?
No, I'm not going to open the door because I know y'all hear about my music. Why are you guys harassing me?
Harassing you, ma'am? We haven't even spoken to you yet.
No, somebody harassed me.
Nobody's harassing you, ma'am. Nobody spoke to you yet. Would you like to open the door so we can speak? You can call the manager all you want. The manager's not our boss. Can you please open the door, ma'am? You're in the shower.
Put some clothes on and come outside. We still got to talk to you.
If you are still here, we thank you for watching till now. Taken together, both of these encounters show how quickly things can escalate when police attempt to make contact without clearly explaining the reason for their presence. In the first clip, officers and CPS stand in the doorway late at night without a warrant, without consent, and without proper documentation, turning a welfare check into a prolonged confrontation. In the second clip, officers knock repeatedly, pressure a woman to open her door, but never explain the real cause for the contact. The difference between the two situations matters. In the first, opening the door allows officers to gain physical control of the doorway, shifting the balance of the encounter. In the second, the door never opens and the interaction remains limited even as pressure continues from outside. These videos highlight a simple but important reality. Lawful entry into a home requires more than a phone call or vague claims. Without a warrant, without exigent circumstances, and without clear explanation, officers do not have automatic authority to enter or remain inside a residence. They also show why recording matters. Filming creates a record of what is said, what is done, and how the encounter unfolds. It protects everyone involved and provides accountability after the fact. The original videos are linked in the description. Make sure to go through them. We'll see you in the next one.